During the NFL offseason, there were tons and tons of wide receivers that moved teams, got traded, signed, for a buku amount of bucks that some of us kind of probably had problems with. But at the same time, I still think there's a lot of receivers we need to shed a light on that I think will thrive with their new teams. And to be honest with you, I like I said, I think at the very top of this, you got to look at what they're going into, the quarterback situation, and really just go from there. So wide receiver number one that I think is going to that will thrive with his new team, Davante Adams. I do think he is, with the Raiders. With the Raiders, this is going to be special because especially with what he did with Derek Carr in college, I know people say, I love this. It's college, not the NFL. If in college they were able to produce that much, at a D1 school, if they were able to do that, and the fact that this man literally did this with Aaron Rodgers, okay, just imagine what they could do when it was literally him and Derek Carr that almost, scored like 50 some odd touchdowns in only 2 seasons, or it was like 38, I think. It was pretty close. That's a lot of touchdowns. So they already lit up the Patriots in joint practices, and I don't think that that's going to change in a whole amount of things. And plus all the weapons that they have, I think that obviously, yes, it's going to be Davante Adams that gets that number one amount of attention. But overall, and yes, I moved Jermaine Illuminor ahead of Alex Leatherwood for now, but we'll see what that brings. But overall, I think this is going to be very interesting. Davante Adams is going to have himself a shot to be able to be that number one wide receiver, and then you got Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller as well, and Josh Jacobs, and a lot of solid running backs. Yes. Oh, I forgot to take Kenyon Drake out there. My bad. But other than that, and I do apologize. I thought I looked over these this morning, so I apologize if there's one or two mistakes. But I thought I looked over pretty heavily. But anyway, like I said, Davante Adams, I think he's got a chance to really thrive with the Raiders. Wide receiver number 2, I think, is Christian Kirk. Now, he got a lot of money. Was it like a 3-year? I don't even remember what the whole deal was. It was crazy. It was an absolutely absurd amount of money. I will admit that. I'll extend that olive branch. But at the same time, I do think it's important to note here the fact that Christian Kirk had 982 receiving yards last year and 5 touchdowns. And when you sign and bring in a guy that signs a 4-year, $72 million contract, what's that, like $18 million a year? You probably have some question marks for a guy that's never had a 1,000-yard season in his entire career. So I get some of the hesitation. I do. But especially with what the Jaguars have coming in, I think they're going to be pretty special. Now, it might not be this year or next year, but they've got some talent on their side. Travis Etienne as well as James Robinson. I believe he's on the IR right now. But overall, there is a lot of talent on this squad. Marvin Jones, Zay Jones as well is another receiver that got paid quite a bit coming over from the Raiders. But I really feel like these guys are going to be able to kind of come together with Trevor Lawrence, a young team. That offensive line is finally getting figured out. I think there's going to be a lot to go off of. Wide receiver number 3, A.J. Brown. I try to follow every single beat reporter for every NFL team in the NFL. So if you guys have anybody else I need to follow, let me know, because I definitely like to follow all the beat reporters. They know all the stuff. They come out with all the reports, and all the reports coming out of Eagles versus, I want to say it was it wasn't the Browns, whatever. Joint practices, they were absolutely dominating. The Eagles just looked every bit as dominant in all phases with A.J. Brown, all the different guys that they got stepping up. But A.J. Brown is one of those guys that, quite honestly, I feel like they're in a position where you can't draft a wide receiver. Why not trade for one? It's kind of funny. It was Dolphins. It was the Dolphins joint practice. That's right. So because you got Tyreek Hill, and was it the viral video going around of Tyreek Hill burning. I can't remember who it was, but it doesn't matter. It's joint practices. Everybody having a good time. So anyway. I think we're at a point here where we can realize that the Eagles, okay, they've drafted Devonta Smith. They've got a guy like A.J. Brown that's had nearly 3,000 yards through 3 seasons with the Titans, who are basically a run-first team with a guy like Derrick Henry. And, I mean, hey, you sneeze on him, he's got 3,000 yards. That's 1,000 yards a season. That's pretty special for A.J. Brown. I think he's going to have a lot to work with. It. Then you put him in this kind of an offense where you got Miles Sanders. Yes, I would like to see the running backs do a little bit more, but you got A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Quiz Watkins, and Dallas Goedert as your mainstays. I love it. I feel like, Dallas Goedert, I've had a huge crush, a draft crush on him ever since he came out of South Dakota State, representing the great faces, great places state. You got to love it. So I do think A.J. Brown is in a great position heading forward. It's not all the attention that's going to be on him. Jalen Hurts has been stepping up as well during camp and everything. So I do feel like this is a team that's headed in the right direction. Wide receiver number 5. The guys that they played against. Yes, Tyreek Hill, like we just mentioned. Tyreek Hill and everything that I've seen is it's the fact that he adds such another element to this Dolphins offense. Like, this has been one of those things where he has been special for a minute. Like, we have seen him just completely dominate teams in being able to stretch the field, but also turn short passes into 70-yard touchdowns. So he's one of those players that I'm really excited to see. I think he's going to thrive with the Dolphins, and continue to bring them a lot of quality number one wide receiver leadership, especially if you look at what they got. Jalen Waddle, who had over 1,000 yards and over 100 catches last year. Cedric Wilson Jr., who came on strong for the Cowboys. I think they finally, hopefully, got that offensive line figured out to a degree, as well as to a Tagovailoa. I think he's going to be in the right place as well, and all those running backs coming in as well. I think they're all in a great place because, again, I think that Mike McDaniel and everything that he's done in that run game, or what he's going to do in that run game, is going to be special as well, and I think that will translate to Tyreek Hill thriving with the Dolphins. But that's it. Those are the receivers that we think will thrive with their new NFL teams. Basically everyone, right? Yes, we're optimistic on this channel. We wish all these guys nothing but the best, and I do think each one of these guys will bring a different element to their respective offenses. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. Greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. So give us a like and a follow there. Also remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the receivers that we think will thrive with their new NFL teams.